This is Portside Perspectives, exploring the yacht economy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. Today, I'm sitting down with Charles Ullman, and Charles's family has been in the world of yachts, specifically making sails. That's not necessarily what Charles is doing now, but we'll get into that. Charles, thanks for coming. Thanks for being here with me and spending some time of your day to chat with me.
Thanks for having me.
Nice to have you here. So yeah, why don't you just crack into it? Why don't we just start with the thing I ask everybody? What's your beginnings? How did you get into this world of boats and yachts in the first place? I know you do have a bit of family history there, but I'll let you tell the story, probably because you'll be way better at it than I will be.
Okay. Yeah. Where to start there, I guess. My dad is fairly well known in the marine industry as well as in the racing community. He started Ullman Sails, the sailmaking business here in Newport Beach 50 something years ago. Kind of on his own, out of his garage, and then racing to promote the business. But yeah, our family history of boating and being in the industry goes back further than that. His father was a yacht broker and had a marine service business, literally in the same marina where I work now. And that was my namesake. His name was Chuck Ullman, and he was I think the first Grand Banks dealer or broker here on the West Coast. So yeah, the family goes back in boating for a long ways, and I didn't think that I was gonna continue that tradition, but playing and working with big toys is kind of fun. So I've kind of stuck with what I know. Yeah, that question I get is like, when did you learn how to sail? Well, I don't even remember. It was like probably before I learned how to ride a bike. Probably pretty small. I went out and sailed in what they call a sabot. It's kind of similar to an Optimist little pram dinghy when I was probably like 5 or something like that. And I stuck with the racing kind of through high school and college. I started sailing 29ers, which are kind of a trainer class for the Olympic 49er. And I did a lot of team racing and other stuff in the classes that they do the high school and college racing, like the FJs and 420s. I went to school here in Newport. I went to Corona Del Mar High School. And then when I went to university, I went to St. Mary's College of Maryland, which is a small liberal arts college in Southern Maryland. It sounds like it's a Catholic school. It's not. It's a public school, but it's a kind of a heavyweight for college sailing. There's tons of all-American racers and people that are still in the industry, whether it's yacht brokers or doing other kinds of things, that are all from St. Mary's. So it's a huge alumni community that's involved in sailing. If you ever go to a race, there's likely to be some St. Mary's alums there competing. The ones that are kind of big names off the top of my head, Michael Menninger was a classmate who was just below me. He's been on the American Magic America's Cup team and now on the SailGP team. And then another classmate was Jeremy Wilmot. He was on the SailGP team as well and was a nominee for Sailor of the Year this last year, multiple world champion winner. And those guys were just like my classmates and buddies, and so having teammates like that kind of made everybody compete at a really high level, just every day at practice, right?
That's cool. Are you still racing today?
Yeah, I still do some competition, mostly just like the local weekend stuff or beer cans, but we do the Newport to Ensenada race every year, which is just a quick, 150-mile coastal race here. And then just some of the other local buoy racing, Long Beach Race Week, and other kind of local series and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And now I got my kids doing it too. I got my 13-year-old stepson. He's got a laser and he competes. And he's about to go into high school, and he's kind of on the fence of whether or not he wants to do that or do soccer or the other events or other sports and stuff like that. So
Right.
we're keeping it alive, I guess, in the
So
family here.
and I see on your profile here you've got a few other things. I mean, you're a yacht broker, correct?
Yeah,
So are
so
you so are you you have your own brokerage, or are you just a broker, or your own company as a broker through another brokerage?
I have my own brokerage.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we started Ullman Yacht Sales like 4 or 5 years ago. Before that, I was working as an agent for another local broker here, Walter Johnson. He had his own brokerage, and I was an agent for him. And then he turned that brokerage into Ingalls Volkers Yachting, which is national and international. He's not involved with Ingalls Volkers anymore, but I kind of, you know, learned the ropes with him as far as being a broker. And then my kind of 9 to 5 job was working at a charter club. It's called Marina Sailing. It has 6 locations here in Southern California with over 50 boats in the charter fleet total. And so I had got my captain's license. I was a sailing instructor. I was doing maintenance. I was doing administrative office stuff too for the charter club. And a new owner, a new head of the club for the location here in Newport came along, and one of the first things he said is we should get our own brokerage going because there's all kinds of transactions happening with the charter club that we're sitting outside and not getting involved. So we've been able to not only get involved with some of the older boats in the charter fleet that need to get sold, but finding new boats, typically Beneteaus and Catalinas and stuff like that that are relatively uh, accessible for charter operations, uh, and kind of gotten ourselves in there with this charter club. So
Right.
there's
And are
over
you still, your profile says you're an instructor still to this day. Are you still
yeah,
teaching as well?
yes. So we do American Sailing Association (ASA) lessons, and yeah, I'm doing that fairly regularly. And then I do a little bit of freelance captaining as well. But yeah, I've been a sailing instructor since basically college, right? When you're in college and you have the summer off, you go and a lot of it's called college sailors will teach at a yacht club or a summer camp or something like that. So I
Mhm.
did that, and then I was also the coach at some of the local high schools and Chapman University's club sailing team. And yeah, so I've been kind of an on and off sailing instructor since yeah, I was in college.
Right. So there's one thing I do see here on your profile as well. Ullman Experiences. Can you explain what that is?
Okay. So that's another kind of collaboration with the charter club, as well as kind of a passion project of my wife. And that's doing exotic flotillas, what we call it, is where we fly our group out to, well, 3 weeks ago we did Sardinia. We did Costa Esmeralda and sailed over to Corsica. So we were over there for about a week on the catamarans. We had four, I think they were all like 40 to 45 foot catamarans, Bali cats, and the other ones are Fantin Pajots. But yeah, we contract out through other charter clubs or other charter groups wherever we might want to travel and sign people up and get to go on these amazing trips and share that with people who maybe they don't have the certifications yet, or they haven't, done a bareboat charter experience themselves. And we have captains and kind of as much or as little uh, luxury experience stuff on tap if they want that as well.
Right.
We
So,
want
so
to.
you're not only a broker right now, and you're also still instructing right now, but you're also doing some charters, kind of what I'm getting from this as well. You said it's kind of a passion project. Is it more of a side project, or is it something you're staying pretty busy with?
Well, so far we've been doing maybe like two a year. We're hoping to maybe do one every quarter or just keep adding to the demand we get by doing more. People want to come back. They talk to their friends. We always kind of have the charter club, the Marina Sailing Club, to kind of broadcast those out to. But yeah, my wife literally stops anybody and everybody and tells them about what a great time we had in Sardinia. We did Croatia last year.
Right.
This coming calendar year, we're talking about La Paz, Mexico, Sea Cortez in the winter, or possibly another one in the Caribbean this winter too. And then usually the summer we're looking at maybe the Mediterranean somewhere. We're talking about Greece and
Cool.
doing the islands in Greece. I've never been there. Doing that this next summer.
That's cool. Um, so seeing as how it was a great transition, the way you kind of were talking about how you're uh, and your wife are marketing that kind of a lot of word of mouth and return business and that sort of thing. Um, so speaking of the marketing aspect of things, is there anything else you're doing outside of that word of mouth? And I know even as a broker, a lot of your connections and stuff are kind of face to face. They're made through networking and um, are you doing anything else? So like, is there any socials that you're utilizing, or are you utilizing any paid ads like through Google or Facebook or anything like that, or is it all mainly just kind of face to face, word of mouth, that sort of thing?
You know, I don't have a large brokerage. I don't have the resources really to do probably as much marketing as we would like. So a lot of it is just kind of, yeah, uh, face to face. And then when it comes to socials, we're on some of the major ones: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Uh, we're kind of getting a YouTube going as well now that we've got a little more video content, and we're trying to make more going on there. Um, but yeah, I try and do that as much as I can. Me and my wife just kind of doing it ourselves because we just, yeah, don't have the resources to farm it out yet. But
Fair
that's
enough. What's
fun
your what's
anyway.
your what's your
Making that
YouTube channel?
content and editing it is something we enjoy doing anyway. So.
Yeah, I get that. What's your YouTube channel so people can find it if they're going to look for it?
We haven't quite launched yet.
Oh, okay.
No.
Fair enough. That's fair.
But yeah, you can find us on Facebook and Instagram.
Okay. All right. Cool. And that's just through I mean, just searching up your name or looking for I guess it'd be like the what would they look for? I mean, your Ullman Yacht Sales is your brokerage. And Ullman Experiences would be the name of the charter if they were to go try and find it anywhere.
Well, yeah, we have a website for it as well as socials. Definitely on Instagram is where you can find Ullman Experiences. But yeah, the brokerage, kind of any of those three: Instagram, Facebook, or LinkedIn, you can find Ullman Yacht Sales. And then
Okay.
the other thing I'm kind of doing lately is on the board for the CYBA, California
Hmm.
Yacht Brokers Association.
Yeah.
And we have just next week coming up on Wednesday is our annual legal seminar. And being on the board, I'm the committee chair of of social media and kind of promoting that. So I gotta put that in there. I gotta throw that out and kind of talk here as much as I can, I guess, about the CYBA and what we do.
Right. Well, that's another part of what you're doing, right? I mean, it's what we're here to talk about, all the things you're involved in and where you want people to find you. It's we'll spread the word whatever we can here that'll help you out. So yeah, we talked about the marketing thing. What would you say? I mean, I guess there's two different businesses that we're talking about here. You got the brokerage and you you do have this charter business that you're looking to maybe grow. What would you say your biggest challenges are with one or the other, or even both? You can answer either one.
Uh, well, there just doesn't seem to be enough time in the day, right? A lot of days you're juggling so many different things, and then to keep, work-life balance with the kids and all that, it's challenging. Some of these tools that we have today these days with AI and social media and whatnot, uh, maybe they help you complete the work, but then it's another thing you got to do as well. So it kind of all shakes out, and maybe it makes the work faster, but it's another thing that you gotta go after and make sure you stay with, and it takes time doing any of that stuff, whether you have tools to help you or not.
Yeah, I mean, just because the tool's there, if you don't know how to use it, I suppose it's you're still needing time to learn how to use it, and things change so quickly with those sorts of things as well. Technology is so rapidly changing, and I'm talking to a few different people. It seems to be a running trend within this whole industry and I think it's mainly because it is such a face-to-face, trust-based industry, right? A lot of return customers or clients in a brokerage, and even with charters and things like that. But this technology is kind of outpacing the yacht industry. I'm starting to find there's a lot of companies that are, whatever they're doing, have not quite yet figured out how to integrate these technologies into what they're doing. And I believe that's mainly because it is such a personal interaction and a face-to-face trust-based industry, especially when it comes to sales. Would you agree with that, or can you expand on that at all?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you want to be talking to somebody who's an expert, and that's what a yacht broker is kind of providing, that knowledge of what to look for when you're shopping for a boat, not just what your personal preferences are, but uh, the potential pitfalls and problems some people just don't see when they're looking at a boat the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I find sometimes I get myself in trouble is I don't have a sales background. I don't have a tech background. Uh, Fortunately, I have some great agents working with me, and my partner, who's a broker as well, who do have that background. So you kind of have to lean on each other as a team to make all that work. But yeah, I kind of shrug off sometimes uh, the fact that, yeah, I'm a sailor and not really a salesman. And you have to kind of push yourself, get yourself out of that comfort zone, and work on those skills, those soft skills that help you, work with clients and stuff like that. But then, yeah, now with the tech part, you have to have somebody who is familiar with using those tools, those apps, whatever it might be, to be able to manage whatever it is in the business, whether it's just the listings and taking care of the sellers, or I think the greatest kind of use of that tech is CRM, doing the customer relations and
Right.
being able to stay current with the buyers you've contacted and let
Yeah.
them know when something's come available, or keeping track of what their preferences are and what they're looking for, whether they buy now or you reach back to them later. So that's pretty helpful.
Right. Yeah, yeah. So seeing as how we're kind of on the topic of trends in the industry and all of that, is there anything that you see kind of that what's happening in the past, what's happening now, and what do you see sort of coming for the future? Being in this for so long, it kind of seems like you've been in this world your whole life, in one form or another. So is there anything you kind of see as trends happening as far as either people adopting certain technologies on vessels, whatever that might mean, and or leaning towards more specific types of vessels or sales going up, just kind of anything that you see happening within the industry and in your experience and your location, I suppose.
Yeah, I think a lot of what I'm dealing with is kind of location based. Southern California is kind of it's a bubble, let's say. But it has good and bad things about Southern California. And one of the things we run into is just the cost of storing boats and the slips and moorings and boat yards and whatnot, how there's such a premium at it here in Southern California. Um, I'm in Newport Beach, and some of the dock slips in here are like $80 a foot for a month. It's absurd. But it really makes people think twice before they jump in and make such a big purchase, but not just, how much boats cost versus in the past, but also just where to park it and stuff like that people don't quite factor in sometimes.
Right. Yeah.
What I've seen as far as trends, I mean, when my father was doing the sail making business, 30 or 40 years ago, Southern California had a huge middle class. There was lots of aerospace engineers and whatnot that lived here, and those types are, into sailboats. Uh, and nowadays, yeah, that there's still some of that around here, but it's definitely kind of shrunk. And you see a lot of people not, they don't know where to start when it comes to if they're interested in buying a boat. So with working with the charter club and being a sailing instructor, we get people who are completely new and they don't know where to begin. So they start by learning how to sail or learning how to drive the power boats or whatever.
Right.
And then we kind of have them from the beginning, from the day one, and they start chartering the boats. They start renting the boats. If they're really into it, they rent enough where maybe consider purchasing a boat and then putting it into the charter fleet. That's kind of how Marina Sailing works. The club does not own all the boats. All the boats are individually owned
Yeah.
privately, mostly by people who have the boat in an LLC. And then we kind of share the revenue when the boat goes out on charter and manage it and maintain it and all that. And I think you're probably going to see a lot of that trend, right? I mean, you see it with Airbnb, everybody trying to monetize their asset. Well, a boat is a big asset, and if it's not making you revenue, uh, you're kind of missing out on opportunity there. Now, a lot of people don't want other people touching their boat or getting on their boat, and that's fine. You don't feel comfortable with that, then chartering your boat out isn't for you. But if you want to, we don't tell people that they're going to make money. We just say, they're going to offset their cost basically, and
Yeah.
potentially could go out ahead at the end of the year if your boat goes out a lot. But
Yeah.
that's not realistic, right?
Yeah.
So
So are you involved pretty heavily then in the actual yacht management and that, renting and chartering of the vessels through, that's mainly through the yacht club?
yeah, it's the Marina Sailing Charter Club or Yacht Club, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
that's kind of my 9 to 5. That keeps me plenty busy. The brokerage, I spend as much time as I possibly can whenever there's a listing or something. I kind of drop everything and go after it. But the charter business, we have just here at the Newport Beach location, uh, like close to a dozen boats, and 3 of them are like 45-foot catamarans. A couple of them are 35 to 40 something foot Beneteaus and Catalinas, and they're going out all the time. On the weekends, we get nearly the entire fleet going out. I mean, now it's getting into winter and slowing
Right.
down, but it's still Southern California, so it's like 80 degrees outside right
Yeah.
now. And it's kind of crazy that more people don't take advantage of the year-round season here, but we do get people from out of town, people from out in the desert or the Rockies or something like that. And when it starts getting cold, they come out here and they rent a boat, go over to Catalina or whatever for the weekend, and they love it. I mean, it's still
Right.
75 and sunny and
Yeah.
any time of year here.
Yeah. Well, I'm in Canada, and we are we were just above freezing this morning. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
But you're probably planning on going somewhere this winter, right?
I am indeed. Yes, I am going to go somewhere. I'm actually going to go to Cancun
Nice.
in February when it gets real cold here. So, um, yeah, that's not. I mean, it's you seem to have your fingers into a whole bunch of different pies, but it sure keeps you busy, and like you know it gets you involved in all aspects of it. That kind of, I mean, it all does kind of come back to your brokerage too, and you're meeting all these people through the various different levels of their journey into learning how to sail and becoming more passionate about it to the point of even potentially buying a boat themselves, and that's kind of cool. Um, any other things that you wanted to chat about? Something I haven't thought of or brought up that you wanted to bring up with anything you're doing, any of your other businesses or things that you want to just have a quick chat about?
Uh, I think we touched a lot on it. I mean, the one thing I gotta mention again is the California Yacht Brokers Association, um, and kind of what we do for all the brokers in the state and being the association. And
Mm-hmm.
when I joined the Yacht Brokers Association, I didn't really fully get what they did and how they kind of served everybody who was a member. But California, it's a very uh, difficult place to do business, very litigious, very lots of regulations and whatnot. So having a strong association that has a relationship with the lawmakers up in Sacramento, that advocates for all of us is pretty important. And we are doing a few things. I mean, the brokerage association, they provide legally accepted, approved um, agreements and paperwork that, yeah, if you were just kind of making stuff up on your own, who knows, something could come back and bite you. It's California. People can get upset and come after you, and you don't want that. So the association provides that, all the documentation you need, and then also provides mediation in case of lawsuits and stuff like that, which is
Mm-hmm.
extremely valuable. And then just kind of taking care of all the brokers when there's a threat that's larger than just a single brokerage. And this last year, a lot of the resources were focused on a lawsuit that we were named in, and a lot of it was there's lots of news about it. Well, not a ton if you weren't paying attention to that specific,
Right.
yacht brokerages and whatnot. But yeah, Denison and some of the largest yacht brokerages, as well as some of the other associations, were named in this lawsuit. And basically, what had happened was the realtors and the real estate associations had been sued, saying there was some kind of conspiracy collusion between all the realtors to keep commissions high and make more money. Well, I mean, that's kind of ridiculous. Like, all the real estate agents and all the yacht brokers are not in on it together. There's just kind of an accepted industry standard, you might say, of what a commission rate should be. It's
Right.
totally flexible, and when you're making a deal with somebody to list their boat, it comes up if they want to, give you 10% commission or 8 or 5 or whatever. But somebody just kind of copied and pasted this lawsuit against the realtors and just replaced realtors with yacht brokers and
Oh,
kind of
really?
went after everybody.
Yeah.
And we had to spend a bunch and commit resources to fighting that and getting us out of there and getting it dismissed. And it looks like that's finally happened and that's dismissed or about to be. I don't know how much I can really talk about it, but hopefully that's behind us now, and we can, get back to business without that threat, because if something like that goes through and the association gets named in it or something, then there's nothing really stopping every single brokerage from some people going after them as well.
Right. Cool. Well, that's an interesting story. That's kind of odd. I guess somebody just maybe just trying to chase a lawsuit to try and benefit from something that was kind of a loose.
Unfortunately, that's part of how it works in this country. I don't know about in Canada as much, but yeah.
Oh, I'm sure there's stuff like that.
Everything and anything.
I'm pretty sure that's all over the world. There's going to be people like that, and if they can get away with it, they'll do their best to get away with it. Charles, it's been awesome talking with you and sharing your experiences, your background, all about your businesses and your insights and all of that. You mentioned your socials and stuff like that. I'll make sure to get your links from you, and we'll post it into the show notes here and all of that. One last kind of a fun couple of quick questions here. And it's a two-parter. You can answer one part or both. It's up to you. You've kind of been in this sailing world and boat world for your whole life, like you said. So is there a specific location or destination that is your favorite to sail to? And the other part of the question would be if there was a vessel that you've ever been on that was something that really sticks in your mind and your heart, and something that will be kind of your favorite, or maybe not your favorite, but just something that a vessel that specifically has a memory that kind of sticks with you.
Okay. That's a great question. So first part, I would say I got one of the best places right here in my backyard, and that's Catalina Island. Here in Southern California, it's just 20 something miles off the coast here of Newport and Long Beach and Marina del Rey. So it's close by and crystal clear water, great for diving. My wife, she's from Brazil and thinks the water's a little too cold, but I think it's great. and yeah, you can kind of get away from everybody and have your own little private cove to yourself. So we try and get out there at least a few times a year, take the kids and just grab a mooring for a few days and just kind of unwind. The cell phone service sucks, so you kind of have to unplug and and just enjoy it. And then it's just started lobster season. Just started here a few weeks ago, so it's a great place to go. Either dive or use the hoop nets or whatever and catch some lobster too.
Cool.
So that's probably one of my favorite places right there in my backyard. As far as other places around the world or whatever places to go sailing and racing, for racing, right here in Long Beach in California is, I gotta say, is world class. You'll see in the next Olympic Games when they're here in LA, all the racing events are going to be right here in San Pedro and in LA. I was just sailing there the other day, literally yesterday, and yeah, it was like 15 knots. There was kiteboarders going by me on their foiling kiteboard stuff happening. It's just a great place to race and sail. Yeah, after having just got back from Sardinia, it's hard to compare, but but right here in my own backyard, I gotta say I'm a little partial to the local stuff.
Right.
And then for boats, I mean, when I was younger and I sailed the 29ers, that kind of kept me into racing because it was just so exciting. When you get a boat that has, your crew out on the trapeze and it's got a big asymmetric spinnaker and you start planing and just flying over the waves and stuff like that. That's a blast. So those are kind of my best memories of sailing and racing was, back when I was a teenager sailing the 29ers. Nowadays, I gotta say that we have a boat here that I'm a dealer for. It's like one that we use to teach at the sailing club. It's called a Zonda Z24. They're made in Argentina. which is kind of a funny thing right now in the news, but they're really affordable, like kind of great trainer boat, but they kind of have everything that ticks those boxes for just making a fun day out on the water, whether it's with people who are just learning or experienced. It has a nice big asymmetric spinnaker and kind of just easy setup for going out and getting out on the water without having to deal with a lot of extras that maybe you don't need.
Right. Cool. Well, this has been a great conversation. I'm again appreciative of you spending your time and kind of taking a time to come chat with me here today. And I guess that's it. I'll let you go and enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy the California weather that you have down there. Again, thanks for coming on, man.
Hey, thank you for having me. I appreciate it, and I love talking this stuff, and I'm sure we'll be in touch, and I'll maybe have another chance to talk again soon, or have some of my friends or partners and send them your way.
Yeah, for sure. We can talk about that and maybe hook up again in the future and have another chat down the line if to see how the industry's changed, or maybe how your business has shifted and changed, and we can talk about things another time.
Great.
All right.
Thanks again.
Take care.
Thanks for sailing with us. This has been Portside Perspectives.